I am Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. Now, I'm still in my car, and I got my seatbelt on now for safety, but I'm not driving yet. I'm just sitting here to bring you this tip for today for everyday happiness. And today's tip is accepting spirit over ego. You know, once you decide what it is that you want to do, then you know there's internal obstacles and you have to make another decision. And that decision is about whether or not you want to accept spirit or you want to accept ego. So what does that mean? Well, first, we need to define what we mean by spirit. So I want to read something to you from a book that I wrote back in 2003. It's called, it's here. It's 7 Steps in Deep Transitions, a spiritual guide to peace of mind and success and prosperity. So I'm looking on page 44, and it's basically giving us the definition of spirit. It's giving us the definition of spirit from Webster's dictionary. So this is what it says. That spirit is defined as breath, to breathe, an animating or vital principle held to give life to physical organisms. Soul, a special attitude or frame of mind, the immaterial intelligence of a person, the essential principle influencing a person. These qualities combine to make a person spirited, or as Webster says, full of energy, animation, or courage, with a focus on selflessness and service. So, that's a definition of spirit. But we have to understand that even with definition, when you talk about spiritual world and spiritual life and spirit, as human beings, we're only going to be able to get a little bit of knowledge about that, because it is something that is abstract. It is something that we can't touch, we can't see it, we can't hear it, we can't taste it, you know. We cannot access it through our 5 senses, and that's how we get most of our information. And everything has information and energy in it. So this idea of spirit is very involved, complex. You know, it talks about wind and breath. And even though we can't see our breath and the wind, we know that it exists. Because the source of spirit now breathed his spirit into us, and that is what gives us life and makes us a human being. And that spirit was breathed into you, it was breathed into me, and it's breathed into everything in creation. And when that spirit leaves us, then we call that death. So while we have that spirit in us that's giving us life and energy and animation, we want to use it to the maximum to show that we are grateful for this wonderful life that we have. So I want to read a few more things here on page 45 about this source of spirit, because we can't accept something that we don't have a little bit of understanding about what it is. Remember, today's message is accepting spirit over ego. So let me read this part here. So all we can say is that the spirit of life is an essence that drives everything and connects everything, though it is not bound by any dimensions. The source of spirit gives life and death to everything, yet it does not die. The source doesn't take energy, but energizes. The source isn't manifested in physical form, but manifests everything in physical form. This source of spirit controls everything, yet cannot be controlled by anything. The source provides for everything, yet it is not provided for by anything. The source evolves the seasons, grows the plants, causes rain to fall, and manages all affairs. This source of spirit doesn't take food, but it feeds everything. The source gives to everything, yet takes nothing in return and needs nothing in return. This ultimate power of spirit sends down spirit on whomever it wants. So, you have to decide if you accept the idea that we are created by something, somewhere. You choose whether you want to accept the idea that we are created by something, somewhere, and by some process. And if you accept this notion of creation, then doesn't it exist and extend it to all areas of life? Yes, it is. Absolutely. So, fumble fingers here. So, it looks like the sun is about to go down on us pretty soon. So, let me try to finish this message for today. So, the contrast in looking at ego, I want to read something here. And ego is defined as egotism, self-esteem, the organized conscious mediator between the person and reality, especially by functioning both in the perception of and adaptation of reality. This means to me that ego is something that comes in between a person and reality. It is his perspective of himself that makes a person egocentric. And his starting point for everything is limited to his own activities or needs. Ultimately, that is being self-centered and selfish. The ego can be viewed as one's selfish desires. When a person gives himself over to selfish desires, then that desire becomes like a god to him or her. He begins to worship his desires, spending all his time thinking, planning, plotting, and scheming how to achieve them. And it could be compared to the addiction like a drug addict who's obsessed with his own desires like a drug. And being so selfish and worshiping these desires, right? This I, me, what's in it for me, is what that diseased ego is all about. And as it grows and grows and grows, it becomes more negative and more negative. So the question is, which one of these sides is going to help you to be more productive in your life? Which one of these ways of living, of accepting, is going to get at you what it is that you want and make you happier and give you peace and safety and security? You make a decision, this is what I want. Now decide whether you're willing to accept spirit over ego. And if you are, you move from what's in it for me and move into how can I help? How can we help? You will find that the gates of love and happiness will begin to open up greater for you. And the further you go on this road, the more you will increase your life and the happier you will be. If you like this tip, then please join us on the Happiness Campaign. I am Dr. Z. You can sign up at drzhappiness.com on the contact page. And we appreciate you watching this video. Thank you very much. And always keep in mind the benefit, the value that you experience every day because of life, love, and happiness. Thank you, and God bless you.